I don't know about you, but it feels like this year has been flying by for me. It's like I can't even really remember what I did the last few months. Um, it's not that things have been busy, it's just that I don't know. Sometimes it can be easy to just get into like a fog almost. You just wake up in the morning, do what you have to do to get through the day, go to sleep. You're not really thinking about the next day or the next week or whatever. You're just kind of in like survival mode, just going along with the flow. And you blink and it's been 3 months, almost four. And that's kind of what it's been like for me these last few months. Like you have to get through the day, so you just do whatever you have to in order to survive, to get to the next day. You're not really thinking about like, oh well, what would be best for me? It's not about doing what's optimal, it's about doing the bare minimum in order to just make it to the next checkpoint.
Has nothing left to live for in his life, and
But I've been reading and thinking and talking with Esther, and I've decided that that's not always a bad thing. There's a story in the Bible that I was looking at. It has this scene that's set where Jesus is in the temple and people are bringing their offerings, and the rich people are coming with like their nice clothes. It's like a little fashion show almost. Like they're coming with their nice clothes, like their big gifts of money, and they're presenting it before everybody. So people are seeing like, oh wow, look at his fit, he looks great, and he's coming with this big offering. Like, man, that guy's a good guy. So it's kind of like a show. These people are showing off, and they're showing off how much they have to give to God, and what righteous and great people they are, and look how nice he looks in his clothes. And then in the midst of that, this really poor widow comes, and she only has like 2 pennies, and she gives that. And Jesus says, like, oh, she gave more than all those wealthy people because she gave everything that she had. And right now, that's very comforting for me, because sometimes I feel bad that I can't give more, that I don't give more to God. Like I don't do more for myself, or I don't do more for the people around me. Like I'm letting them down, like I'm letting God down by not being able to. Hi, Marble. She said, you're letting me down by not giving me food. So, full disclosure, I recorded the dining table sitting in the chair. Marble has decided that because I'm sitting at the table, it is mealtime, so she's waiting for food. There is no food, only empty words. So for someone like me, this verse gives me hope, because this idea that God sees us doing our best, and that's what makes him happy. It's not about like the quantity, it's more about the quality. Or it's not about like how good we do, it's more about how hard we try. That makes me feel good, because a lot of times I feel like the best I can do is the bare minimum. And God gets that. God says, look, I understand that you don't have a lot to give right now, so you're giving the most that you can, and I appreciate that. That makes me very happy. I'm not worried. Like, could you be giving more? Maybe under different circumstances, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about right now. We're talking about right here. You're doing the best you can, and I see that, and I appreciate that. The idea of a God who thinks that way makes me feel a lot better. So maybe you're like me, and you try to be positive, and you try to do good, try to take care of yourself, try to be a positive influence to the people around you. But lately it's been hard. Lately you've been struggling just to not slap somebody. I don't know. But you're doing your best, and God sees that, and God says that's enough. Even if your best is not like amazing, that's okay, because it's still your best. I hope that makes you feel better, because I know it makes me feel better.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
I wasn't really sure where to put this, so I figured I'd put this at the end for the people who are really interested. It's been about a year since the events that kickstarted this journey of this series that we've been on. And about a year into it, I feel like this is a good place to leave things for now. Not because I want to walk away from making content, but because I want to start doing something different. Part of creative outlets is that sometimes the outlet changes, and you were flowing in this direction, now you want to flow a different direction. So I want to try something new. 2 different things I've been playing with. One is the idea of doing like music reviews. I don't really know what the term would be for that, but picking a song, listening to it with you, and talking about it, and just geeking out about, oh, that sounds cool, I like that they did this, and kind of sharing the story of how that song connects to my life, and just going from there. Another thing I've thought about doing is like maybe just making something about like stuff I've been watching. Like I know I've been watching the live action Avatar on Netflix, and I really wanted to just, maybe that'll be a one-off, I don't know, but just to make something, just to talk about it, because there's a lot of things I can say about that show. Yeah. So the point is, there will be some new stuff coming, and maybe you don't want to listen to me rant about K-pop and Owl City. If you don't want to watch me rant about Avatar: The Last Airbender, I totally understand, but maybe you do. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned for new content coming very soon. Like always, be safe, take care, and goodbye.